The other reason that we've gathered today is to celebrate the rarest of occurrences in government. Today, a tax is going to expire. That's not all. Today we can look back on this tax and know that it did its job. Proposition 100 raised $2.7 billion for our most critical state services and prevented truly devastating cuts to education, public safety, and human and health services. And at midnight, it will go away. As planned, on schedule. A promise made, a promise kept. Now that our state budget is balanced and on stable footing, once again, it is easy to forget the emergency we faced 4 years ago when I started talking about the need for a temporary tax. The Arizona economy was bleeding jobs. Our budget was bleeding red ink. Arizona's budget deficit grew into the multi-billions of dollars, the worst in the nation on a per capita basis, according to some analysts. We cut spending by more than any previous administration. We shrank government. We cobbled together extra dollars from wherever we could find them around this Capitol. But still, the budget gap would not close. I knew the Arizona people could handle the truth, and the simple truth was that we needed more revenue. As you know, this is something that I really struggled with. For nearly 3 decades in office, I've always been a tax cutter. But I also knew the alternative to Prop 100 was unacceptable. The alternative would have laid waste to Arizona's most critical state programs and services at the very time when they were needed the most. Critics will say we still had to cut education and other needs during the downturn, the worst since the Great Depression. This is only part of the story. Without Prop 100, the cuts to core state services would have been a magnitude worse. The largest single area of our budget, K-12 schools, would have endured the brunt of those cuts. Think about it. The $2.7 billion raised by Proposition 100. 2/3 of that money went to K-12. The remainder was provided for public safety and human and health services for things like Medicaid, behavioral health, and corrections. Prop 100 was a lifeline at a time when Arizona was enduring some of its worst financial shocks since statehood. Together with the resiliency of the Arizona job creators and entrepreneurs, Prop 100 is also a large part of the reason of our state budget is now balanced and we can consider additional funding for needs like CPS. Today I'm grateful. I'm grateful to legislators for referring this measure to the ballot in 2010. It's a great day. I'm grateful to the Prop 100 coalition that supported it, including the business and education leaders, like those standing with me today, as well as law enforcement, first responders, doctors, nurses, and others. I have in my hand a document establishing the Prop 100 tax in the Arizona Constitution. I don't have it in my hand. But it's nice to be able to say today that it's over and that. Anymore. So thank you all. This is great news to be able to share with everyone. And now I'd like to introduce Jaime Malera of the Arizona State Board of Education, who will say a few words, and I'll pick up my trash.
Hi, I'm Glenn Hammer, President of the Arizona Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Governor, we were proud to stand with you 3 or so years ago in support of the temporary sales tax. We're very proud to stand with you today as you rip that document up and we can put it into the dustbin of history. Temporary did mean temporary, but we need to think back in 2010, our state was on par with other states like Illinois and California in terms of the state's budget situation. We were a basket case. This temporary sales tax allowed us to get to today. So where are we today? Thanks to your leadership, not just with the sales tax, but people may have forgotten that it was paired with back-to-back, once-in-a-generation economic competitiveness packages. I know mathematically that doesn't work, but if you look at what we've done in terms of our job creation strategy, Chief Executive Magazine now ranks Arizona as the 6th best state in the country to do business. Contrast that with other states like California, which is ranked 50th, and Illinois, which is towards the bottom, where temporary did not mean temporary, it means to the end of time. And you can understand why Arizona's economy is doing so much better, and we're back on the right track. On behalf of the Arizona Chamber of Commerce and Industry and all the business community leaders that were with you when we passed Proposition 100, thank you for your leadership, and thank you for your help in charting the state through its most difficult time, probably in its history.